Hello everyone, this is Tom Fox. I'm the Compliance Evangelist, and I'd like to visit with you today about Hallmark number 7 of the 10 hallmarks of an effective compliance program, third parties. Third parties are still the greatest risk under a FCPA compliance program, and still 95 to 90% of all enforcement actions involve third parties. The third party risk management process is well known but bears review. It's a 5-step process that if you engage in and if you follow it thoroughly, it should protect you. Step number 1, a business justification. The business justification should be completed by the business sponsor and should be a part and the first step in your process. Step number 2, the questionnaire. The questionnaire should be filled out by the potential third-party business partner. Step number 3, due diligence. The due diligence should be used. It should be evaluated to determine what the risk of the third party is for your company. Step number 4, the contract. The contract should certainly have your commercial terms and conditions, but equally important are your compliance terms and conditions. And finally, step 5, management of the relationship. In many ways, this is the most important step, and as important as the first 4 steps are, if you don't manage the relationship going forward, you will really not have an effective compliance program around third parties. Indeed, the Department of Justice recognizes that managing the relationship is the most critical step in the evaluation of corporate compliance programs, because they ask a series of questions, including what was the incentive given to the third party? What was the financial model given to the third party, particularly around compliance risk? How has the company monitored the conduct of the third party in question? Has the company trained the third party on its compliance program in doing business ethically, or even the compliance risks that it may face? How has the company incentivized the ethical behavior by the third party? These are all important questions, and if you're going to face the Department of Justice across the table during an enforcement action, you need to have gone through each one of these steps and documented these steps. I cannot emphasize enough the importance of managing your third parties going forward. This comes from your business sponsor, who is your lead contact person, who should meet with the third party annually. He should certify that the third party is not aware of any FCPA violations that they have engaged in on your behalf. They certify that there's been no change in ownership or the beneficial ownership of the third party. Make sure that your company is legally protected by engaging in these 5 steps. If you do these, and a third party does engage in bribery and corruption, this is absolutely the best way in which you can protect yourself. With the continued, and I cannot emphasize this enough, the continued number of enforcement actions involving third parties, this is something the Department of Justice is always going to move forward and inquire directly into. Finally, a word about auditing. You should always have audit clause in your compliance terms and conditions, and at an appropriate time, you must audit your third parties. There's much more information about third parties, including the levels of due diligence, in my new book, The Complete Compliance Handbook, which will come out in April 2018, published by Compliance Week. I have additional information on it at my website. Also, you can pre-order it. The site is www.fcpacompliancereport.com. This is Tom Fox. I hope you will join me when we explore Hallmark number 8 and the 10 hallmarks of an effective compliance program.